Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Reverend John David Duke Jr. I'm the pastor of Concordia Lutheran Church in Newfane, New York. I always have to look up into my brain to find the right church in the right place. St. John Lutheran Church in Youngstown, New York. Remember, it's Lutheran. I think there's a St. John Episcopal Church in Youngstown, New York. So there we are, middle of beautiful October. And we're going to take a second look at Solomon's Temple. This is the series I call The Colorful Bible, and it's to bring alive some of the pictures we have of the Bible, events and institutions, so that we have a little fun and learn something. And we're not looking forward to meaning. We're looking more for effect, like awe. When we're going to look at the temple, we're going to be awed. So let's do that. Let's switch right away. We're in 1 Kings 5 and in 1 Kings 6, 5 and 6, and we're trying to get the Solomon's Temple built. And so I'm going to switch over to my paint program, and let's get her going. In fact, I'm going to stay here first. I want to make sure which side I'm on. First thing I got to do is put my glasses on. Doop, now I can see. I look like Charles Nelson Riley, I feel like, as I gain weight and get older. I've stopped looking so much like Chris Farley down by the river. And now I'm Charles Nelson Riley. What a great character. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, drawing. Going to paint. Anyway, let's draw a box, shall we, with black. So this is a rectangle. I'm going to draw more like, yeah, we're going to draw the temple here. Didn't I say black? I said black. There, black is the color. The temple is here. I'm going to take a look at what I look like. That's not big enough. There we go. I need to give me some room so that my big head isn't in the way. I want you to be able to still see me. For some reason, all the kids like it when they can see the guy who's talking, right? Okay, so there's that box, and there's a handful of things we already know. If you read, you'll find this to be true. So you inset a little bit, and you draw oops, that's not a box at all. You draw another little box inside, and that one has to be perfectly square. Is that perfectly square? Pretty much. I think that's good. And then you draw another little square box, except this one's even smaller. So let's see if we can draw it. And we need to butt it up right next. Oh, and the point being, can't move it. No. Let's move it like this then. We're doing a bird's eye view, I guess, or a top-down. In fact, what we're going to do is forced perspective. Okay, so what is this? The large rectangle is the temple proper, right? This big box here is the most holy place, or the Holy of Holies. And I like to have the two holies there because we learn from Isaiah that the guy in there is holy, holy, holy. Trisagion is the theological term for it. Now you know you can delight your friends and neighbors at your cocktail parties. It's Trisagion. It's just a Greek word that means thrice holy. Delicious coffee. And this thing here, this one, the little square, that's the incense altar. Now let's get outside a little bit and let's draw some more boxes. Oops. And there's going to be a square box right at the entrance to the thing, and I'm going to make it a little bigger and then move it. That is the altar, the main whole burnt offering altar. Then, last but not least, the bronze making guy made a circle, and that is the great big C. Now, oh, I forgot to look that up. I don't know how big this is, but it's a monstrous C. And we're going to start with the last thing first. Oh, one last thing first. There are some other boxes here. The Solomon's Temple is kind of cool because he has these vestibules, I don't know what you want to call them, these surrounding the temple is these rooms which are off to the side and such. And there's shared walls between the palace and the temple and such. So I'm going to try to draw those here. These are rooms that are adjacent to, and there's storage, and I think maybe attendant quarters, whoever's on duty for the temple lives there, and so on and so forth. So there you go. All right. So Let's start with the last thing first. Let's start with this Great Big Sea, a great Canadian band. They were anyway. Back in the 90s, they released an album, and it was a bunch of Irish kind of sea shanty songs. Not Irish I Miss Mommy songs like we have in America, but like we're going to go conquer the world, we're the Irish kind of thing, and they're on the ocean. A lot of those kind of songs, Scots Irish, they're really good record. I forget the name of it's the first record. The second record, not bad, but they lost their mojo. You know, happens, sophomore stuff. A Great Big Sea. It's full of water. So one of the things I forgot to look up, and I'm going to look it up right now whilst I'm talking to you, is ocean waves, because I can't draw really that well. So let's put ooh, there's some really pretty pictures here. Yeah, let's get this one here. Save image as ocean waves. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open that up. Open it up again. Open file location. And then copy image, right? No, that's not how you do it. That's how you do it. Copy. And then we're going to paste it. Beautiful stuff. Aha! There it is. What you're supposed to do when you look at the Great Big Sea, we got to square this circle, don't we? Is you're supposed to, it's just full of water, right? But what you're supposed to see is the ocean. The chaos and death precede the temple. Also, you can wash your hands in it. But really, being a great big sea, you're supposed to see, and the word for sea is Yom. And so Yom is the god of chaos and darkness and conquering of life and so on and so forth. You're supposed to see that, and it's contained, and it reminds you of the Exodus, right? The Great Big Sea. Now, all around the Great Big Sea are oxen. Brazen oxens. Oxen. Why won't it open up the way I want it to? I want it to open the big one. There we go. Oxen. There's 12 of them. One for each tribe. And so we're going to copy and paste that about 12 times. Oh, we got to get that. Oh, look, it's transparent to black. And I'll show you what that's doing. Okay, so we're going to move that. And they're underneath, kind of holding up the Great Big Sea. No, I didn't want to do that. I guess I am doing it. Get it smaller here. Copy that. Whoops. Yeah. So we 4 on each side, right? And let's rotate that, mama. Flip horizontal. And we're going to copy that and put it on the other side. Just like I said, do this with your grandkids. Or with your kids, little kids, if you got little kids still. Just have fun. You don't have to be right. You don't have to be right. The stuff will take care of itself when you start to study it. One more paste, and let's rotate that again. Oh, that direction. Copy and paste. So there you go. We're going to have 12. One for each tribe, obviously, right? Doesn't actually say that. But if you were to actually look at this at a bird's eye view, and we're going to rotate, paste one more and rotate it, 180, there we go. If we were at level, hey, that's not right. Oh no! Rotate 100. No, the whole thing. I didn't mean that to happen. You son of a gun, you. Let's rotate. There, copy. Oh no! Let's try one more time. Rotate 180 degrees. Copy. There we go. And then we'll paste it right here. There we go. Now we have our oxen. If you were to look at it from the side, you'd see these 12 oxen holding up this Great Big Sea. It's the 12 tribes of Israel, conquerors of chaos and death. See? That's what you have. It's an interesting thing. Also, let's read about the Brazen Sea. That's in 7 again. The Sea of Metal. It was round 10 cubits from brim to brim. It was huge. 5 cubits high. Those are from Buffalo. Remember him? Where did he go? Huge. And a line of 30 cubits measured its circumference. They knew how to do circumference. Under its rim are gourds. There's the gourds again. For 10 cubits, compassing the sea all around the gorge were in 2 rows cast. When it was cast, its thickness was that, and it was in 10 stands, and there's going to be these movable wash pit basins and stuff. And look, they're on these things. I'm not going to spend the time to draw them, but look, on these stands, which I don't have depicted, lions, oxen, cherubim, wreaths of beveled work. There's all these support wreaths of all sorts. It's just pedestals, carvings. They were so much was going on. Axles and wheels, and chariot wheels or rims or spokes or hubs were all cast. It's just immense wealth. So then the panels are going to be carved cherubim and lions and palm trees, again, wreaths. And so you have these 10 basins of bronze, each held 40 baths, whatever that is, but they were movable, so you could go wash and stuff like that, right? He set the sea at the southeast corner of the house. I don't think I have it in the right place. It doesn't matter, right? I guess you missed this on the exam when you're in Seminary 101. And then you got more of this stuff. Oh, yeah, we did the pillars. I forgot to put the pillars in here. Let's do that real quick, too. The pillars. They're going to be right here, like this. And they're going to be on fire. So let's get our fire going, right? We got 3 fires at least, 4 actually, to deal with. So I'm going to find that and get those copied up, right? Wave files 17. Where's my fire? There it is. Get that open up. Copy. And paste. Am I doing the right thing? Whew, good. Don't have to start over again. Because I don't monitor what I'm broadcasting, see? And I'm going to look at the live stream. Oh, yeah, good. I'm broadcasting everything the way I want it to be. Paste that fire. Yep, let's get it down to a decent size. And this will be the flame for the freestanding pillars. Yakin and Boaz, remember them? There we go. And let's do some cropping on this. Select so that I can do some fitting here. Here we go. Crop. Oh, I keep forgetting. Can't do that with this program. Oh, well. Let's select it and move it then. Actually, what I can do is just select and move. Yeah. There. So that one's on fire. Force perspective. Copy and paste. And that one's on fire. Right? So, get rid of that. I'm going to copy that again. And let's get the altar on fire. Little different sized fire. And we're going to go ahead and... Ooh, yeah, right? Maybe a little smaller. Let's make it smaller. There. There we go. Now we got some not being silly, right? And we still need yet another one of these things. And this one I'm gonna see here, make it right size. And that is for this one. This is an incense altar. And by the way, it is covered in gold. Oops. That's all right. It is covered in gold. And let's get our gold up here. Open. Copy. Paste. You remember this from last week? Right. See, now you remember, right? Let's get this really close down in size. Oh, dear. We're not going to need nearly that much. Let's get a little bit here. Grab some of that. See, I learned something, and now I'm using it. Solid gold incense stand. Now we got to smoke it up. And I'm going to use a paintbrush for that. Big fat one. Yeah, we're going to make it gray. Everything's on fire, right? Billowing smoke. See, what I'm trying to do, when I say I'm trying to bring stuff alive, that's what I'm trying to do. We want to have a dynamic picture so that we kind of have an idea of what's actually going on. When you take a look at the temple, It's not just this building, like taking a look at like the architecture of well, of any church building and its steeple. It's one thing, but I was at the City Hall of downtown Buffalo, right? You've got all this stuff going on. There's all sorts of activity inside, right? I forgot a few boxes on the inside. You've got all sorts of stuff. When you look at that thing, there is stuff going. There's flames shooting up all over the place. And in fact, on this big altar here is a couple of things we know to be true. And one of them is it's covered. It's constantly having animals slaughtered on it. So there's lots of blood, and I'm not going to bother with the blood. But if you want to have real fun, if you have a little boy or a little girl who loves to see gory things, draw the blood. Find something from Friday the 13th or something and get blood all over this altar to make it interesting, right? Oh, that's the wrong thing. Trying to make sure I get things right here. There it is. Where is my cow? There it is. Copy. So basically, I just had an idea. Basically, you take your cow, right? And you march them out, moo, and there's your cow on the altar. You slaughtered it, blood spurting everywhere. It's blood being thrown, literally, buckets of blood all over the place. And then voila. Where did it go? There it is. How many times have you heard me say that? And then voila, you have a roast beef. And that's right here. Make sure we got our flame still coming up, right? And I'm trying to leave a little room. There's your roast beef. This belongs to the Lord. You are burning whole burnt offering. Everything goes up. And there's details. You can go look those up yourself, okay? The other thing that's always going on is a lamb. A lamb is sacrificed in the morning, and a lamb is sacrificed in the evening. And so you have the picture to go along with the prayer. Let my prayer rise before you as incense, the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice, because it's an aroma that smells good. And so for that picture, I have chosen this one. And this one will make your mouth water. Oh, it's making my mouth water right now because I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. Let's see. Where did I go? Yes, lamb roast. Oh, wow, look at that. That is going up to Yahweh, the Lord, day and night. And it is a delightful aroma. This Sunday coming up on Pentecost 19 for us is the, and on this mountain, the Isaiah, what is that, 19 I think it is? Or 26? I always get confused with numbers and stuff and names. I can't remember anything really. I can't remember where I am most days. The idea being that there's going to be this rich feast laid out. Finest breads, choicest meats. That's a choice meat. I'm pointing at it. That's a choice meat. Heaven is delicious. Oh, taste and see, the Lord is good. And I forgot a couple of boxes here. Speaking of taste, let's go back to my other brush. And actually, we'll go back to here and here. And we've got a nice little box here, rectangle. That is, in the King James Version, the showbread. I forgot loaves of bread. Let's do loaves of bread. And it's the precursor to the Lord's Supper. Oh, these are good. Oh, those are good. Let's see. Find some more good one. Loaves of bread. Oh, guys, you have no idea. There we go. Okay. Save image. 18. Nope, that's wrong. No, it's yelling at me. Oh. Wait till you see this. This is awesome. You ready? You ready for this? You ready for this? Oh, yeah. There you go. Let's make it like that, and then let's copy that. bread everywhere. The priests would eat this because this section was of the temple was off limits. Let me draw it in red. Nope, that's not going to do you. This was off limits to everyone except for the priests, and not just anybody could come barging in, any priest either. And they would come in when it was their time, and they would eat this bread, and they would take the leftovers and come and distribute it to the people. And the presence, it's called the bread of the presence of God, right? And it is a kind of communion. It's a precursor. It's not the same thing, but it's a precursor to it. And so they were getting the presence of God in a mysterious way, mystical way. And they were eating it and going out into the world with this presence of God. See, we know these things. Speaking of which, there's one thing I forgot to do in terms of the fire. So let's make another copy of that. The three holy guy, Trisagion, thrice holy, he dwells here in a manifest way, in a way you cannot see, and that's why you don't just go barging in, because he'll kill you. He can't help it, in a certain sense. You have to have blood between you and him, or he'll consume you. That's his nature versus your nature. It's almost like it doesn't matter that you're sinful. What matters is it's his nature, and it needs to be covered with the blood of the Lamb, right? And so he is on fire, Trisagion, 3 times holy, and he's there. And we learn from Isaiah that heaven and earth are full of this glorious presence, and it is an all-consuming fire. We just haven't manifested it yet, right? And so when he enters the temple, and I'm not going to mess up my picture too much here, he fills the temple with his presence, and it drove the priests out, and they couldn't do their work. And that's a big deal. All 3 times, really. The first time in the tabernacle with Moses in Exodus 40, here in 1 Kings in chapter 8, and then again the second temple, the rebuilt temple, is filled by Jesus. And boy, did that ever bring destruction, didn't it? That's a fire that filled up the whole earth, and we're still kind of feeling the repercussions of it to this day, waiting for the end to come when the consummation of the church as bride of Christ comes, passing on and so forth. And the world is consumed, and all the elements will melt, however that will look. Okay, one last thing that's in the temple to make it colorful is this thing here. Where did I put him? Oh, that's not fair. It's not showing up because it was the wrong kind of picture. Shucks. Well, let me take a minute and I will look for it again and find a picture that does work. Oops. There we go. Because I had a pretty good one. Yeah, let's try that one. Oh, it hadn't downloaded yet. That's why. I forgot to do it. All right. I don't think it's ready yet. Let's try another one. No, that's no good. No, that's no good. That one's no good either. Ah, doggone it. I want to do this here. See if I can get it to open a new window for me there, and I can go looking for some other stuff. How embarrassing. I had prepared, and then it all fell to pieces. I'm trying to avoid a certain kind of thing. You'll see why. There we go. That one will work. Okay. Save image. Because I want you to understand this is Israelite as opposed to something else. And let me get that up for you in just a second here. And that is, where is it going? There it is. Open. Copy. And you'll never guess what this is for. Right? This is a lamp. Now, this is a menorah. The menorah is Jewish. It's not really Israelite, but it has its roots in the Israelite religion, right? And I was trying to find one without the Star of David in it because that's definitely a Jewish thing. I wanted to make it ancient Near Eastern and Israelite. Jew and Israelite are different. The Jews are the remnant of the remnant after Israel was destroyed, right? And from the Jews comes the Christ, but it's a different culture from the one that was the one that was building the temple here in, what is this, 900 AD, or BC, sorry. So almost 3,000 years ago. This is a whole different thing than the Jews of the first century AD. Right? So there you go. There's the temple. Lots going on. I didn't even really put the people here, but we could do that. Let's take a moment to draw people, right? And you got your priest. Let's make him wearing robes. Yeah. Right? Let's see. Got him sandals on. There, sandals. Those are sandals. And since this is all surrealistic, we won't give him hands. But basically, you've got a handful of men, priests, who are wandering around. There's all sorts of activity, like to and fro. Well, not so much in here. There's a little bit of activity in here, but it's just tending all this stuff, slaughtering the animals, making sure the fire is stoked, making sure there's oil in the lamp, making sure that the incense altar is lit and going, and making sure that the water is there and all that kind of stuff, and moving things around and washing. There is a lot going on here. And that's Solomon's temple. And I think next time we will move on to something else, whatever it is that tickles my whimsy, and we will study that. So I'm glad you joined me today. Hope you come back again next time, or just skip around if you're coming back way after I do this. I will see you with the colorful Bible next time.